Thank you all for finding your seats. I'm going to call this meeting to order. Welcome to new senators. I'm so excited for y'all. Congrats on getting elected on Friday. So we're going to start with a regular Senate meeting, and then once we finish our regular Senate meeting, I'll ask the old senators to step back and y'all will come fill their spots, and the new vice president will come and give y'all some directions. So first we'll start with open forum. We have some presentations from Executive Student Council, so we'll start with human sciences.
Okay, so my name is Ansley Daniel, and I've had the honor of serving as this year's College of Human Sciences president. Hey, I'm Diane, and I'm vice president. The first thing we had welcome me, which was the first week of school in the fall. We had ice work outside and snacks and drinks inside for students to enjoy on their way to class. We also had resources that were available for students. And we had that. And then our fall social event was fun to make a fuel event. We had Chick-fil-A breakfast in the lobby of Slide One. We and actually our next community service event will be next week, and it will be for baby steps. So all of the proceeds that we get from that will go to the student moms at Auburn. And I think that's it. Thank you guys so much.
My name's Ansley Azar. I'm the student council president for CADC.
I'm Jackson Race. I'm the VP.
So this term was kind of off to a rocky start for us. Our last president kind of abandoned his position in the middle of the term. So I showed up on the first day and had nothing. So we've kind of built me and Jackson both kind of built the student council up from the ground and elected different positions for each of our majors and student organizations. So we had about 20 plus members by the end of it, a vice president and a senator. So that was kind of what we did with our last spring semester. Then in the fall, we had a few different events. The first being Cookies with CADC. We just handed some cookies and game day buttons out at our Halloween event over at Dudley. We also had a CADC Connect event in partnership with the ambassadors of the CADC. We did a project with the Gamma Food Drive to do a display. We did like a little construction thing. You might have seen it out there. It was the little stadium thing with the cans. We also volunteered with Campus Kitchen, and this past week we passed out donuts at Dudley and Wallace. So got it all in the last couple weeks. So that's it.
My name is Garrett Cox, and I served as the president.
My name's Abby Weatherly, and I was the VP.
Similarly to CADC, we also got off to a bit of a rocky start. Our president left his position, and we didn't find our credit card until like 2 months in our search. So once we found that, everything went really well. We started out with a food drive as our community event, and then our social event was just some outdoor games. We catered Chick-fil-A to the building.
And then in the fall, we had but then unexpectedly, one of our most beloved professors in the nursing school actually passed away. So we got to have a really rewarding community event where we got a lot of notes from all of the cohorts in nursing school, and we brought those to his family. And then we have an annual Halloween party every year.
A faculty versus students food drive, collaborating with the Nursing Honor Society, Sigma Theta Tau, and that'll be running through the end of the semester.
Okay, I'm Emma McMullen. I'm the president of the College of Liberal Arts, and my vice president, Gabriella LaRocca, actually graduated, so it's just me. But the first thing that we did was a finals event that was in spring 2023, and it was passed out donuts and coffee to all the students on their way to the finals. And then for the welcome week event, we did a lemonade bar and cookies, and so people were able to just kind of stop by and grab those. And then we did a campus kitchen collaboration in the fall, and we also did a concoursing event with Beat Bama Food Drive. And then we did another finals event with hot chocolate and donuts. And we also came out with merch this year from the student council, so that was super fun and super cool. And our director of PR did a great job with that. And then our last event was an organizational mixer at Pebble Hill. And so we kind of just had a bunch of liberal arts organizations there, and students were able to come and get some free food, and then also just see what their college has to offer in regards to organizations. So, yeah.
Hey y'all, my name is Ann Martin Richardson, and I was this year's College of Education president. And I'm Grace Ann Thomas, and I was in. So we started out our spring semester electing a council, and then we had our spring social event where we handed out popcorn from Auburn Popcorn Company in collaboration with the College of Education as well as the College of Education ambassadors. And then for our welcome week, we handed out candy to kind of start with. And then our fall social event was also another kind of popcorn event. So we did a merch and lunch event where the College of Education and the ambassadors, we had a booth on the Haley Concourse where we had our merchandise display. And all we came and we handed out more popcorn for our people. And lastly, as our spring service event, we are doing a book drive.
Thank you. The colleges over here, starting with ag.
Hey, all, my name's Luker Davidson.
My name is Julia Bush, and I was the vice president for the college of this year.
So our first event this year was the Welcome Back Picnic. That's where our clubs and organizations come, and it's just a big event on the lawn where prospective new students, grad students, and transfer students can go and see all the clubs and organizations and hopefully get plugged in. And we had a record number this year, so we're really excited about it.
Yeah, so our fall service event was the Beat Bama Food Drive. We make it a competition between all of our clubs, and we sort of base it out of, like how many cans they bring in per number of people on their rosters. So it makes it fair, I guess. And we had a record this year. They brought in over 1,200 cans, and we only have about a little over 1,000 undergrad students. So that was pretty cool.
Next, we had our college bag picnic for Mississippi State weekend, and we just grilled out on the lawn, hung out for all students to come, and it was just a great time for that.
And then, wait, did you?
No.
Okay, and then we have, we do this in both fall and spring semester. We do a finals week breakfast. So another organization in the college, they do coffee. So we kind of collab with them and do food. We did donuts this semester. So we just offer that in the mornings on the way to finals.
Another cool event we did this year was getting to go to A&M. Every year we swap out with another college of ag. So either host Mississippi State or host Texas A&M and then go to their college. So that was another trip that we got to take this year. That was really cool to go see them out there.
Yeah, and we get to meet with their, like this year we went to Texas A&M and visited with their Coles Council, which is like their ag council, and hear about what they do, like, things we can improve on, get ideas from them, stuff like that. And then our spring service event that's currently going on is the hygiene drive. We actually are partnering with another organization in the College of Ag because one of our council members, someone reached out to her from the Unity Wellness Clinic, and so that we're doing this drive, and it runs through the end of March.
And then our last event we'll have this spring is Ag Week. So it's the third week of March. We're gonna have Ag Olympics, and then our Beyond the Farm event is on the green space right out here on Thursday of that week. So make sure y'all stop by and see everything the College of Ag has to offer. But that's it. Thank y'all.
Council. Would anyone else like to utilize open forum?
Okay, concluding open forum, we'll move into the approval of the minutes. From last week's meeting, they were sent out on Tuesday. Are there any corrections to the minutes or amendments? Yeah, executive student council, y'all are free to leave. Thanks for coming. See y'all at the next meeting. Okay, seeing no corrections to the minutes, we'll move forward to exec reports and farewells, starting with president.
Yeah, only really quickly, two things from me. The biggest thing that came out of this past board meeting was the pass of the video board that we go in during our stadium, which is really exciting. So if y'all aren't familiar with the board process, it has to pass 3 steps, and it passed 1 and 2 at this meeting. So it needs to pass 1 more time before they can officially break ground and begin construction. So that's really exciting. It aims to accommodate future growth of the north end zone, which is also really exciting. Another thing, I mentioned this last week, but with new senators in the room, Friday the 16th, we'll be having strategic planning listening sessions. And so what that is, if you aren't familiar, is a strategic plan is something that the university is going through right now. It's a 10-year plan, and we're holding a listening session for student leaders. If you're interested in participating in it, it's February 16th at 9 a.m. and 10:30 a.m. There'll be coffee and breakfast and a ton of different things, but really geared towards students being able to give their opinion on what the future of the next 10 years will look like. So if you're interested in that, please let me know. I'd love to have as many of y'all there as possible. And the last thing I just want to leave y'all with was a really quick quote that I read in cabinet. And I put in my farewell letter, and it's from Auburn Athletic Director David Housel, as he describes his experience at Auburn. Unless you've experienced it, you will never know what it is. You will never understand it. Once you've experienced it, you will never be the same. A part of you will forevermore be an Auburn man or an Auburn woman. If you aren't familiar, I've spent 2 years sitting in Senate, and it meant the world to me to build these relationships and to get to know these people. And I've got to know a lot of y'all this year, which has really meant the world to me. It's so cool to think about all of us sitting in this room, passing legislation, and all the lessons that you learn, and the relationships that you build, and how fast that time really passes. And so I just encourage y'all, as I'm about to be washed up and have my Monday nights back for the first time all of college, to really soak these up, because sometimes it's a grind, sometimes you don't want to be here, but it really means a lot to Auburn. It really means a lot to the people that you're beside. So thank you all for allowing me to experience Auburn, because I too will truly never be the same. Thank you all.
Thanks, John David.
Sure, I threw it on mobility. Yeah, it's like choking. I just didn't have it, but I know stipend reviews will be coming across. It should be on you guys' agenda. But that's really not a report, but we're doing farewell, so I just wanted to say thank you guys for the time, and thank you guys for trusting me with this opportunity. It's been a great year. Similar to JD, I served as a senator my first 2 years and had the opportunity to run for treasurer. So a lot of my relationships and friendships that I've built throughout SGA and just my time at Auburn in general has started out in this room. Many of you may not know, but when I first decided to run for Senate, I ran alongside Julianne Lozano, and Lucy Alford served as my campaign manager, so it's nice to see her back in the same room. But yeah, it's been a great year. Like I said in cabinet, usually when I'm asked a question about like why I did something, I usually say, oh, like, I want to get back to the university that has given so much to me, and being able to serve in this role and just throughout my time in SGA, I've truly been granted that wish. So as you guys go throughout the rest of your time at Auburn, whether you're a freshman, sophomore, or junior, just like keep your why at the forefront, keep advocating for students, and keep like strengthening and building these relationships, because they can last you a lifetime if you allow it. And just keep loving Auburn, and it'll look you back. And if any of you guys have any questions or want to chat or want to reach out and talk to us, I'd be happy to do so. But thank you guys so much.
On the level that I should live it down when we ran together, I lost. And I was like, okay, I should. But now we've gotten to serve alongside each other on exec, so it's been great. It's a full circle moment. Okay, next report from Dylan.
All right, hey y'all, not a lot to me either. But I just wanted to get up here and say that it's been a great year getting to know all of you here in Senate and all the experiences we've gotten to share together on Monday nights or outside of this room in this building. It's been really, really memorable, and this is definitely a year and an experience that I will remember for the rest of my life. And a very, very large part of that is thanks to you all and the work that you put in each and every day for Auburn SGA, but more so for Auburn University and Auburn students and for future Auburn students as well. I think personally that SGA is super cool and I just love it. I love that students have the ability to enact change on a campus that is so large and a university that just holds so much weight in the state and the country. And you guys coming up next year, y'all are the future of it. So be proud of that. And yeah, we're going next year. It's been a real honor, and I really appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Hey everyone, I had a few things that didn't get added on there, but I'm going to send out the last Auburn Answers report to Lady Cox as well as our Breaking Barriers report that happened last semester. Also on there, I was put sad faces. It's y'all's last finish. But I've loved like spending so much time with y'all on Monday nights. It truly has been such a blessing. Even just sitting in the back and listening to all the time and effort you all put into all of your hard work. It truly does not go unnoticed. I'm beyond proud of all of your hard work and each and every one of y'all that you're doing within your college as well as around your peers. I just want y'all to know that you are appreciated for all of your hard work, and I'm so thankful that y'all had such a good year and you're ending your term on a good note. But I also want to say thank you for letting me be here and be able to stand in front of you, as well as just build relationships with you. I know I may not know you one-on-one or personally, but it truly has been an honor to get to know y'all a little bit better and just to see all the change that you're bringing to campus. Y'all truly are leaving a legacy, and I'm so thankful for the impact that y'all have on this campus. If you're a senior, good luck to what's next. If you're a sophomore, junior, and even a freshman in the room, keep doing what you're doing great, and I cannot wait to hear all of these success that you have as a leader on campus. Thank you so much.
Hey, so the only thing for me is to come to the installation banquet on February 25th at 5 p.m. on a Sunday. You should have gotten the email in your inbox this morning that was like inviting you to come. If you can't make it, I'm very sad and you will be missed. But please RSVP no, just so that way we can account for numbers in food and whatnot. And then my only other announcement is I just want to thank y'all. I spent a lot of years in cabinet, and so coming on exec, I like knew how awesome Senate was and what amazing advocates and leaders y'all are and cater to so many different students across the campus. But I've really gotten to see that firsthand this year, and I'm just so amazed and in awe of each of y'all. And so thank you for letting me be just a small piece in the process. I'm going to save a lot of my farewells installation banquet, so hopefully come to that. But I also just wanted to recognize Juju for a minute. We're all wearing her t-shirt. It's in honor of her, and I just like we should give her a round of applause.
second to say thank you to exec. Serving alongside y'all has meant so much to me this year. And just like being able to look in the back room and see you guys every Monday. The way that y'all support each other and the way that y'all giggle and support me, it really means a lot. And it's been the best year ever. And whether we've been friends since freshman year or we met in your interview last year, I really do cherish our friendships. And I'm so glad that we got to spend this year together. So anyways, saving the best for installation banquet. See you all there. Move on to committee reports.
We're off engineering. I wish this was only going to be a seminar report tonight, but we do have a couple of great things on the agenda. So starting off first, we have been working on a very great collaborative project with the Code of Laws team. I want to thank Kara so much for continuing to champion all the things we made within the last couple of weeks. But first in my report, I would like to take the time to suspend the rules. I would suspend the rules and move the order. PSA. Give me one second. Yes. Consider rules and move PSSR 24020501 to occur.
There's a motion. Is there a second? Second. All in favor of moving this future order of business to current order, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, please raise your hand and say nay. Okay, so we move to current order of business.
Thank you. Just as a quick reminder, this is something that we continued to see last week, and this document has grown over the week and for today. There will be some really cool amendments made to this bill. Also, hopefully looking forward to some good debate. On the second part, I want to say thank you to our academics team. It's been a great year to champion so many great projects. Having this role with this group has really brought me closer to the student voice. And that's the most valuable thing you all serving in SGA. So as you guys continue to serve, and as freshmen and freshman senators continue to serve, we look forward to doing that. Get to know the people around you and get to know the student voice. And that's all from academic affairs.
Approval of business. Staff review process is over now, so I'll be bringing that bill to y'all tonight. I'm going to motion to move PSSB 24020501 and 02 from future orders to current orders.
Is there a second? Second. All in favor of moving these orders of business to current order, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, please raise your hand and say nay. I think they'll be moved to, all future orders will be moved to current orders.
Current senators, it's been a great honor serving alongside y'all. I've greatly enjoyed it, and I look forward to seeing what y'all do next year. Incoming senators, Kara's going to lead y'all super well. Enjoy your time in the Senate, and never forget the great privilege it is to serve Auburn University in this role. I won't bother y'all with any more budget talk on Monday nights, but it's been a blessing to serve alongside y'all. War Eagle.
Karen at large. No big report from us. We were just wrapping up transition material last week, but just wanted to extend a thank you to the code team. I have loved working with y'all this year. I can truthfully say that y'all refined and challenged me in some of the best ways. I have a little bit of an abnormal love and for an interest in code laws, and so I'm excited to see who that next chairperson is going to be to carry on the legacy. But thank you to everybody who was part of our team this year and for the year.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody, no report for me. Thank you all for such a great year. I'll be back next year.
SGA President-elect.
don't have to have polio tonight, but I just want to thank y'all for just such a amazing year. Coming from cabinet, I'm gonna be honest, like I didn't expect to have like the great community that cabinet's kind of known for. But this year really proved me wrong with that. Not only with committee, but just with Senate as a whole. I feel like we have such great community, and my memories just go back to that dinner at Juju's house. Like we just had so much fun. I think almost blew her house up with that grill. But I mean, that's what Senate's about. It's memories like that and the relationships that come out of that. So excited to stay in this room next year. But yeah, shout out to the Affairs team. Keep having those good eats. For you.
I want to make a slideshow of pictures from this year, and I forgot. So I'm going to send it out in the recap email. So read my emails. One last one.
Auburn at large, no report from me, but I just wanted to thank all of y'all for all the hard work you put in this year. Y'all really put in so many hours, and y'all made the Senate not only productive, but so much fun. So I've had a blast serving with all of y'all. Exec specifically, y'all are so awesome. I want to much more with y'all this year. And thank you for all that you did for us and your hours you put in this morning.
We're going to complete committee reports, and we have a liaison report starting with Hannah.
Butterfield Honors College. So Honors Congress had their elections last week and ours on Wednesday. So we actually have the new SGA liaison in here right now. We also, this week, we're having a trivia night tomorrow. And then last week, Diversity and Honors had a food insecurity awareness meeting where a speaker from the Hunger Solutions Institute came to talk to us about resources and tools having food insecurity more accessible for everyone. And then DIH is having a mini golf social on Friday in Tigertown. And then the Honors College, their lead mentor applications are going to close on Friday. And then last thing, Honors Congress is having a Night to Shine event, which I'll introduce Victoria. Victoria Ashley will be our new SGA liaison. She was previously our philanthropy chair. So she can tell you guys a little bit more about Night to Shine.
Hi, everyone. I'm excited to be here, Ashley, liaison for the Honors College. And so the Night to Shine is going to be a special needs prom that's happening in a local church about an hour away. We're getting a team of volunteers. About 15 of us are going to be going, and a lot of us will be paired up as buddies for special needs students and young adults as they come to the church. And it's a part of the Tim Tebow Foundation. So they have a global Night to Shine, and we'll get to be a part of that here in Alabama. Thank you.
Next report from RTC.
So ROTC, I don't really have much to report as always, but I do just want to say that I do appreciate all of the senators who are leaving. I think y'all did an excellent job of what y'all did. I'm very grateful for all of what you've done for this school and for all of us here sitting in this room as well. Yeah, that's all I have to say. Thank you.
Okay, so our exec applications just went out for DSU, so we're really excited about that. Gonna get a whole new exec. And then next week is our Unity Week that we've been planning literally all year long because it is the 40th anniversary of BSU. So like, please come out, please support our events. The first one is on Monday, and the topic will be Black Love, and it'll be at the same time as our regular GA in the same same room, this room right here. And then on Tuesday, we'll have Mike Madness at 5 p.m. Then on Wednesday, we'll have the Women of Color Networking Social, which is on Valentine's Day. So, we'll be talking about about self-love, self-care, all those things. It'll be in the ballroom, so please come and support. And then on Thursday, we'll have our Unity Week block party on the campus green at 5 o'clock, and I'm sure it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like, if y'all like to dance and eat food, I like to eat food. Please come. Saturday is our 40th anniversary dinner in the Student Activity Center, or the SAC, and it's at 5 p.m. We'll be honoring the legacy of BSU and also honoring many of those who have laid the foundation for what the experience for Black students at Auburn is what it is today. So please come to that if you can make it. I know Saturdays are a bit hard. And then the Alvin Ailey experience will be here February 21st at 7 p.m. in the Gooch. If y'all don't know what the Alvin Ailey experience is, it's basically Alvin Ailey was a visionary and he created a lot of dance pieces that kind of showed the Black experience and gave Black people that were dancers like the opportunity to express themselves in that type of art form. So please, if you can make it, make reservations with the Gooch. It would be a great time to offer speakers that are faculty here that work in the Africana Studies Department, talking a little bit about the Alvin experience. And that's it for me, but surprise, surprise, I won't be gone. I'll still be here. So it was great getting to know those of y'all who will be leaving. And hey, nice to meet y'all. And yeah, that's it.
That concludes liaison reports. We'll move into current orders of business. First one is brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
Approval of business side to approval of the following, the allocation of $750 from the program expansion fund to the new line item titled College of Agriculture Beyond the Farm Annual Event of the University Program Council. May it pass this bill through.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Okay, seeing no debate, we'll move into a vote, and you can log into Canvas and vote through the February 5th module. The ayes have it, and this bill will be adopted. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Counts and Senator Young.
Led, really excited to finally be bringing this resolution kind of in for the new senators in the room. Some context on this resolution that we've been working on. My friend Ed over here and Ryan's AVP and cabinet about the idea of instead of paying for parking tickets, that students would be able to do community service as a result of those. It's an opportunity that other universities have been doing for a long time. And so we've been doing a lot of research. We did a benchmarking report, we did concourse, and we got feedback. This is what kind of came out of it. We're not doing the whole thing, it takes a long time, and we did that last week. But just to let y'all know, we did make some changes. One of the quotes ended up being changed out for a different one that kind of reflected the sentiment of what we're kind of rating for parking services. So instead of that one, we have that new one, which is the this with that, good. Yes, I'm going to pass this bill.
Is there a second? Second. It's moved and seconded. Is there any debate? Senator Rudolph.
I'm going to do questions time.
A couple questions around the student feedback piece. I'm pretty sure, as we all know in the room, it is so important that we actually gather really good feedback on campus. From what I'm aware, based on feedback that I've seen and research that I've done, do we know what it would look like as it pertains to the parking budget? What the subtraction of these funds being student tickets would create as far as a hole in their budget? Did you guys look into that?
Yeah, so that was a conversation that me and Ryan had pretty extensively about that, because that was kind of the heart of this resolution, that we didn't want to be kind of, I don't want to say asking for too much, but to be asking, that was one of the reasons quote change, because the quote change talked about the person's budget, and we didn't want to be not sensitive to the idea that we are taking from their budget. So it is out of the parking service operating budget. And so the reasons that we have this kind of open-ended is because we talked with Ryan, we didn't know how much they would be able to, like, how many tickets per se, right? So other universities have a cap per semester or per year that maybe 1,000 students can use this opportunity, so that the parking service is like, I'm sure they probably also have similar things where, like, it's out of their operating budget, that they don't go bankrupt, and like every single student uses the opportunity. There's the parking revenue. But yeah, we have really extensively sat down and talked about that and how we're going to reflect that in this resolution. So does that answer your question?
Do you feel like the verbiage in this bill, especially in the therefore let it be resolved portion, creates a transparent resolve that all of us here can stand behind as it pertains to the operating of, like, you
I do. It seems that you know,
read toward the line that makes you feel that comfortable?
really, the sentiment of that for me is that I know that Ryan Gober has been working with parking services his entire time in SGA. Started out as a parking director that counts with working legislation, who has really close connections with all this. I know that he's going to be in that room when Krishna, the director of parking services, reads this. And so I know that any concerns that she might have about our sentiment or what we're thinking about or what we're putting forward is going to be calm, because Ryan's going to be there, and she knows that he's been working on this for pretty closely. In terms of specific verbiage, can you clarify what you mean by that? So you mean what? Yes.
You're basically as a sentence saying, hey, the student body stands behind this document as it reads today. Do you feel like all of the external factors that are unknown, as you just stated, that this clearly paints a message of what the student body thinks is the best way to move forward? Why do I say that? Students continue to champion how they want more parking options. Wanting more parking options does not mean you want to take away more money from parking services. I understand we all want to save money for parking ticket, but these things were not put in place to hurt the student pocket. They were put in place to sustain order within not only their budgeting process, but to ensure that students take the proper precautions to park in the right parking zones. So I don't want to produce a document that says, hey, this is the next big opinion on student parking, and then not tell a true story on what we really want to come out of this stuff.
No, absolutely. That's why, honestly, the parking services shouldn't have to rely on our student tickets for their operating budget. If anyone
rely on them,
Let's take that point of debate and up to the floor and see if there's another point of debate off the floor. Would anyone else like to debate or have a point of inquiry?
Question. Why did you change the direct quote?
Okay, so the quote that we had before, I don't have my laptop, but it talked about that specific person, that Auburn student. They said they didn't have that specific money in their budget. The specific number that they quoted also meant that they did not have a permanent park on campus. But if you look at how their tickets are broken down, that meant that that person received a ticket because they didn't break the rules, or they did break the rules, and that we didn't want, when Arishna and the parking services people to read it, to feel like that we weren't sensitive to the idea that we were taking money out of their operating budget, kind of like the concerns that Senator Rudolph brought up. So that was kind of the change. We also thought this quote was just better, just for the sentiment of what we're kind of bringing. It would help community service, it would help the Auburn community, it would help people's pockets, and it would help that relationship between parking services and the student body.
Well, this quote says community service rather than paying would help not only the person, but also the community, and encourage them not to violate those rules again. Kind of sounds like Auburn students don't want to do community service. To me, that's just to
I
me,
disagree respectfully.
encouraging them not to do it. Can you move the debate?
Is there any other point of inquiry or debate?
The owner of business, have you already met with Dr. Cox or are you planning to meet with her after?
That would be like an after class.
Okay.
What did you ask in feedback?
No, it don't be taken. This was a survey that went out or was created in 11/23. It was out for a couple of weeks. The first question was, what's your current thoughts? It's not just saying what we do for all of it is. Question two, have you ever seen a parking ticket or penalty from the Auburn University Parking Services? Question three, given the option, would you participate in community service current SGA impact projects as a part of the appeals process for parking tickets or penalties? Question four, if you answered yes to the previous question, how many hours of community service would you be willing to participate within a 7-day period to avoid your ticket or penalty? And question five was open-ended, providing any additional thoughts and questions you had about this initiative. I would love to send this to you, Tyler. We got a lot of great feedback saying how this is a great idea, that they would love to be taking part of this opportunity.
What was the feedback in question two around have you ever seen a parking ticket?
59.4%, 59.43% of students answered yes. That was 167 students. 111 said no, and 3 said I'm sure.
59.3, whatever number you just referenced. Going into the third and follow-up question around if you want to see there being an alternative option, the people who selected that, there's a discrepancy there. So how many, what's that difference in that discrepancy? 20%?
So the way the survey was formatted, not everyone responded to each question. So it wasn't like if you answered no, I haven't received a parking ticket, you got kicked out of the survey, you were still able to go on to the third question, because that is still a big possibility that even if the one they were going to, and I still think they're on this ballot.
Well, I haven't received one and I don't plan to. Would you say that questions that were asked, that there could be an unclear message being sent with these feedback forms due to the nature that a good portion of students have never received a parking ticket in Durham?
I'll tell you why, because when we were doing the survey, I spent hours on the concourse helping people go through it, and I was making sure that they understood exactly what they were answering. I don't think that parking services, the people that get out the tickets, are going to be confused if we have a survey that says this percentage number of students. That would be way drastically more than the percentage that actually is has received a ticket. Does that make sense?
We have a point of debate over here.
Sarah, education. Have you shown this to the people you're going to present it to, just to see what they think? I feel like that's kind of the question.
We legislated and the executive branch carries it out. So Brian Cooper, unfortunately, he's in a meeting right now about able to be here. So I'd love for him to answer that question. We can give his contact information afterwards, but he has been really good about meeting with Arishna, has a really close relationship with her. I've met with them before. And so they've been pretty clued in every step of the way.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of ending debate, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor of ending debate, please raise your hand and say nay. We're gonna debate and move into a vote. Yes, sir.
I move to table this bill.
It's been moved to table this bill. Has there been a second?
I'll leave it alone, it's fine.
Seeing no second, we'll still move into a vote.
I love you.
The ayes have it, and this resolution will be adopted. Move on to the third court order of business brought to you by Senator Hilton.
At large, so I'm gonna go ahead and move to amend this bill. It's gonna go down a bit. So, on the sixth whereas statement, a little bit, right after, during high traffic events, right here, we need a comma.
It is moved to edit this bill. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor of editing this bill, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, say nay. Is there any more edits?
Yeah. Office, it's strike office and add division. And then doctor. From. The strike office and add division. Just do it there. And then strike associate. Strike office of. Do you really? Then I move to pass, or I move to amend this bill.
Is there a second?
Second.
Senator Alford. Additional edit.
Can I ask Amanda? The fifth graph, we're changing there and they, it needs to be, sorry, this is so small, but just before we send it. We need to change the parentheses to brackets if we're changing someone's words.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, is there a second for these amendments?
Second.
All in favor of passing these amendments, please say aye and raise your hand. All not in favor, please say nay and raise your hand. Okay, these amendments will be passed and we'll move back to the current order of business.
I move to pass this bill already.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate? Senator Roth.
I have recommended this, who would pay for it? Would this be university, like installing the sidewalk, or would this be something we want to refer to the city? Since it is university property, what does that look like?
I yield my time to the president.
Kind of short, once we have like the support of the resolution, then we're able to determine with administration where we want to go as far as funding this. You could use the reserve fund to kind of subsidize it. It's really going to be a project that's too expensive to use the entire reserve fund. So there'll probably be a combination of resources, might get some money, university facilities management might get some money. It's technically a university road, and so it doesn't really rely on the city to be able to, I guess, fund a project like this to improve safety since it's a university safety.
Is there any further debate on this bill? All right, seeing no further debate, we'll move into a vote. And the ayes have it, and this resolution will be passed. Next current order of business brought to you by Senator Treadwell.
Treadwell business, as for approval of following the affirmation of 2024 stipend review process, the board as determined by the stipend review board. Then that's the
Is there a second? Is there any debate? Senator Roth.
Need to change this, if there were any, just a good old fashioned.
Essentially, we expanded tier two. Kind of tier three stayed about the same, and then we determined that tier four should be unpaid. Those are essentially the major changes we determined.
Could you scroll down to the tiers? Is there any further debate on this bill? Any debate on this bill?
No, I was just curious.
Claire, can you ask the litigation?
I was just curious why Miss Auburn was in tier three, even though she does, I think, around the same amount of work as like tier two people. I was curious.
We used a very extensive scoring system, and through those scores determined that she was in tier three. I believe this was an upgrade in past years, as far as the total stipend that she's receiving. So we thought that that's where she did best.
For point of clarification, we gave Ms. Auburn a stipend, I think, 2 years ago in Senate, so this came from zero. Senator Rudolph?
Related. When we set these stipends here, let's say an organization submits a budget to us and there are stipends in that budget. Does this account for that or does it not account for that?
So the stipends that they account for in their budget are determined.
By what? So this would change those budgets? Okay, great.
Is there any further debate or questions on this current order? Okay, if there's no more debate, we'll move into a vote.
Francis. For 2C.
The ayes have it, and this bill will be passed as written. Thank you, Thomas, and the rest of the review board that took a lot of time to work on this, so that's awesome. We got to pass this in. The last time they did this was in 2017, so next, the current order of business is brought to you by Senator Chavez also.
Following allocation of $1,990 from reserve funds in the line item titled Involvement Ambassadors, the student organization budgets of the student organization student activity portfolio. It passes.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate? Any staying no debate, we'll move into the vote. The ayes have it, and this bill will be passed as written. Final current order of business brought to you by Senator Herring and Senator Rudolph.
Hearing at large. Okay, so we have a few amendments to make, but first we can go through kind of the general overview of the structure of the resolution. Tom's been talking about it in committee reports and things for the last few weeks, and also we have it here last week, we told y'all a lot about it as well, but also producing it as we don't have to focus on this. So a student has the right to request an academic grievance hearing if they feel that they have been wronged, and really, the purpose of this bill is to give them the right to request an advisor be present when they have that hearing. So there's a lot of specific language that has to be used for this to have on the faculty side of things, and this will not just stay in student senate, but it will move to faculty senate. So there's been a lot of work done on kind of the lingo and the word and the verbiage used just to make sure that everything is. So I motion to amend this resolution in 4 different spots, please. I'm sorry. First, in the RE statement, instead of it saying recommendation for the student right to representation during academic grievance hearings, if we could change it to recommendation for the right to take out students. This is because in the red section, 3rd page, we have noted that not only are students allowed an advisor present, but also so can we take out student, please, and change representation to an advisor?
It doesn't specifically say advisory. I'm saying, could you know what I mean? Like, if it's not specifically said, that you can't have. You know what I mean? Like, if it's not specifically said, then you don't know.
Okay, second amendment is very similar, and it's now just in the title. So instead of having recommendation for the addition of student representation in academic grievance hearings, it's just recommendation for the right to an advisor. Okay, to the 3rd page of the resolution, in section 6.4.10, we kind of agreed that the only at the beginning of that line is redundant because later in that same sentence, it says that the persons present shall be committee members. And since it's that shall be right there, you don't really need the only right there at the beginning. So just for conciseness sake, striking the only so that it just begins with persons present. And then the final amendment is in the red section where it says complainants and respondents also have the right to have an advisor accompany them at their hearing. It should say the hearing instead of their. A motion for the bill to be amended as such.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any debate on the amendments? Senator Brookert?
Can you just capitalize the title where you made the advisor, right?
Is there any other debate on this amendment? Senator Terry?
Desire education, the last section says actually testifying. The word actually, as word wants you to take it out, just take out actually, and just put testifying.
So strike actually. Is there any further debate on these amendments? Senator Alford?
Can you capitalize the title?
Yes, yes.
Yeah, capitalize that title. Right to an advisor.
Okay, all in favor of making these amendments to the bill, please raise your hand and say aye. All not in favor, please raise your hand and say nay. Okay, these amendments will be made and we'll move back to the current.
Did you pass this bill as written?
Is there a second? Is there any debate on the context of this bill? Okay, seeing no debate, last order of business of the term, we'll move to a vote. I think this resolution will be passed as written. So really quick, I just want to, obviously I don't have any announcements besides please RSVP to the installation banquet because that'll be a really fun time and a time for us to gather together and congratulate y'all on the great term that you guys had. With that being said, I just want to thank you guys for this term and letting me lead you guys. It's really been such an honor to serve alongside such great leaders and watching you guys grow into the people and leaders that you are today. Over the past year, in just 1 year, we've accomplished so much together, and that I feel like is what is the most important thing that I'll take away from this year is the relationships that I've gotten to make with each of you, and it's the people that you do it with. And even though we did accomplish great things, at the end of the day, you guys will hold a special place in my heart. So seriously, thank you for such a great year and for making this term just what I couldn't imagine for it to be. So thank y'all. And then to new senators, I'm so excited for y'all. When I was a freshman, I fell in love with Senate and I just got to watch people debate actually for the betterment of Auburn and just catering to like the needs of every single student and being able to actually see a change in this room. The things that you can accomplish in this room, really there is no limit. And I think that we've seen that this year of there's no limit of the questions that you can ask in this room and the things that you can have that can happen, the people that you can talk to. With your titles comes a lot of weight. And so carry those with responsibility and carry those with honor because it is such an honor to represent a student body. And it's been such an honor to serve Auburn because I didn't know Auburn before I came here, but it's really made me feel at home. And that's a lot thanks to SGA. So thank y'all. And with that being said, that's kind of business. I'll turn it over to our newly elected vice president and senators. You can take a step back and stay so we can take a picture after, please. And then new senators, once you see the senators leave, y'all can take their spots and please try to fill in where you think your college seats are.
Here's your seat. Great work.
Great. So.
Right outside after room and wait for a picture.
You know, it was so straight. He went all the way to
Education. Yeah, that's what I like. Just like upside down. You wanted to like, yeah. Right. Yeah. Nice to meet you.
Well, you did just offer change, you know, but.
Yeah, we have some still all actually here. Last year.
Represents. Who's right here? Hey, we shouldn't have this seat open. Is there somebody that y'all need to scoot down? So who's right here?
It's supposed to be human science.
Yeah, what are you? Are you human science?
Hey, everybody. My name is Kara Herring. If you haven't heard from me enough tonight, I am a junior majoring in biomedical sciences, and I am so excited to serve this year as your vice president. So thank you all so much for this opportunity, and I'm so excited for the year that we are about to have together.
Congratulations to Kara Herring for being our Vice President-elect for the 2024-2025 SGA term. Pursuant to the SGA Code of Laws, I will now administer the following oaths. So Kara, if you would please raise your right hand and repeat after me. I do solemnly promise.
I do solemnly promise.
To support the Constitution and the laws of the Student Government Association of Auburn University.
To support the Constitution and the laws of the Student Government Association of Auburn University.
And to perform the duties of my office.
And to perform the duties of my office.
To the best of my ability.
To the best of my ability.
So help me God.
So help me God.
Congratulations.
Thank you. All right, senators, it's your turn. If you will all please stand up where you are.
You ready?
Raise your right hand. Good. Repeat after me. I do solemnly promise to support the Constitution and the laws of the Student Government Association of Auburn, and to perform the duties of my office to the best of my ability. So help me God. Go around and do a brief introduction. All right, we're going to start over with at large. So Mims are going to kick us off, and you'll just stand up and give your name and the college that you are representing.
At large.
Bull at large. Buckley Nettles at large.
Ben King at large.
Emma Francis at large. Alan Massey, COSAM.
Ethan Lady, COSAM.
Olivia Burgess, engineering.
Peter, engineering.
Rick Parrish, engineering.
Don Smith, code engineering.
Slade So, engineering.
Bailey Irvin, CLA. Caroline Pay, CLA. Carolyn Cole, CLA.
Jake Yon, CLN.
Colin Scott, CLA.
Carson Hopkins, Pharmacy.
Jonathan Parton, Agriculture.
Software from grad school. Anna Zyrek, Education. Sophie Marino, Education.
Colin Hale, Business. Alvin Smith, Business.
Danielle Norris, Business.
Marie Hilliard, Business.
Jack Thompson, Business. Carter Inman, Business.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Work with you all. I have a few announcements and then we will wrap up and you'll be dismissed. So first, Senate is going to meet every week in this room, 7:30. Sometimes we change and go up to the ballroom. I'll let y'all know if that happens, but go ahead and mark it on your calendars. You're going to be here at 7:30 on Monday. We are going to have Senate orientation over the next 2 meetings. So come prepared, ready to learn. We're going to go over things like Robert's Rules of Order, bill routing, all the things that you saw displayed tonight yourselves. Next week is going to be our President Pro Tem elections. So the way those are going to work, you are nominated by someone else or you can self-nominate. You have the opportunity to give brief remarks at the end of the room. Everyone will step out and then we will have a brief period of debate and then you'll take a vote to your President Pro Tem, which for context was Lucy Alford, who came up earlier tonight. We will also give y'all the opportunity to preference what committee you would like to be a part of. We're going to go over the 5 committees which are so that you can make an informed decision. And then you can also select if you would like to be considered to be a committee chair, the chance to interview. All right, I think that is all from me. Thank you all again for coming tonight. Can't wait to see you next week and more.